Hello everyone, I warmly welcome you back to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget, as always, that this is In My Garden and my name is Cross Attila. Once again, thank you so much for being with me and for watching this channel again. Take a look for a moment. Vesi, these are what I'm going to show you. These are the bottles that I will be showing you. But before we get to the bottles, first, I'd like to show you something else. Let's talk a little about cigar selection for you. For this festive occasion, especially when enjoying the Dalmore King Alexander III, I thought I would select a matching, good-looking and elegant cigar to complement the experience. I really like that the entire front of the cigar is meticulously wrapped in this beautiful decorative paper covering. It doesn't come off that easily, but I actually appreciate how thoughtfully it's done, as it shows real attention to detail and craftsmanship. They prepared it. Or maybe this is how they protect the cigar from various external factors. There are many ways to start a cigar session. Last year, or maybe the year before, I can't even remember exactly, I got this cigar cutter from Les Finas Slimes. Its function is basically to cut off the end of the cigar in a guillotine-like manner, and with this, we're talking about an incredibly sharp knife here, so you have to be careful when cutting into it, and as you can see, this was a Cuban limited edition when the cigar was sent. You have to set it to roughly match the size of the cigar. There's a nice little groove for it here, and if I want to cut off the cap, then with a very precise cut, well, this time it didn't turn out so well, you can cut it off. I'll trim the cigar a little more because the cut turned out very uneven, and it's important to have a smooth, straight edge for a better draw. Aha, okay, good, that's done. Now, as usual, you heat the end of the cigar a bit with a jet flame, lighter, or a match, whichever you prefer, to light the cigar. Using a lighter gives you a strong, steady flame, while a match is a more traditional choice. Gently rotate the cigar as you heat it, making sure the entire foot is evenly warmed before you start smoking. This helps the cigar burn smoothly and enhances the overall experience. I usually do it with gentle, steady, circular motions, carefully moving my hand in circles to make sure that the heat is distributed as evenly as possible everywhere, without missing any spots. This way, the warmth spreads out smoothly and consistently across the entire area. Okay. I think your heart has started, so let's take a closer look at the boxes together. I'm going to talk a little bit about Dalmore, and as you can see, I'm currently showing you the King Alexander III series in 3 different editions, more or less. All 3 contain exactly the same thing. As you can see, there's a white one, there's a black one with an identical box, and there's a third one, also black, here in the middle, which you already saw opened in the short video, and I'd like to say a few things about that. The white one, just look at it. The box itself is truly fantastic, and it looks really, really great. The design is quite impressive, and the attention to detail is remarkable. The materials used for the box feel premium, and the overall presentation is just outstanding. This little leather tab, which features the Dalmore logo, is a thoughtful and elegant detail that helps us to open the box and take a closer look at what is inside. I personally think that this design choice is absolutely fantastic. On the lid, you can clearly see a beautifully illustrated scene where Alexander III, King of Scots in the year 1263, is confronted by a majestic 12-pointed stag. A stag attacked him, and in a moment of peril, a member of the clan intervened and saved him. In honor of this act, the clan was granted the right to display the stag on nearly all of Dalmore's bottles and on its crest, representing the very stag that saved King Alexander III of Scotland. This emblem remains a tribute to that remarkable event in history and is still proudly featured today. I think it's an absolutely fantastic story that a distillery treats and presents this story in such a way. And I'll show you the other box as well. I'll just move this one aside a little bit so you can see that here too. It's the same situation, how similar and almost identical the design of the box is. And here as well, you can see the same thing, that it's the same. The same fresco, which is beautifully detailed, appears on the inside as well. The one where the Scottish king is dramatically saved from a dangerous stag attack by a loyal member of his own clan. There really isn't much of a difference between the two bottles, except that the white is actually part of an exclusive traveling series, which means it was made exclusively for, what's the word? For airports, those places where people travel internationally, and where you often find special products that are not available anywhere else, while the other one, and this one has an alcohol content of 42.8%, while the other is 40% from the Dalmore series. And now I'll show you the third bottle. I'll set these aside for a moment because I think they're less relevant here. So take a look at this box. The same fresco appears. Let me open it again so you can compare. It's exactly the same, only this one has been placed on the outer side of the box. I think this box is absolutely fantastic, and they've added another special feature. The box opens up like this, so you can easily see what's inside. On one side, you'll find a few thoughtful reflections about the Dalmore itself and the careful production process, as well as some interesting insights into the mysteries of bottling. Here are a few thoughts to consider, and now, at this point, we'd like to take a moment to say two or perhaps even three things about the bottle itself. First and foremost, their highly skilled and renowned master distiller, Richard Patterson, was the creative mind who actually created, or perhaps I should say envisioned and brought to life, this truly fantastic and remarkable work of art. He skillfully used 6 different casks, each with its own unique characteristics and various distinct maturations in it. The 6 casks that were chosen are as follows. The selection went as follows. He chose bourbon casks, Oloroso sherry casks, Madeira casks, Marsala casks, port casks, and Cabernet Sauvignon casks. So, as you can see, he mainly chose wine casks. Perhaps the bourbon cask is the only one that stands out a bit from the rest, for obvious reasons. The choice to use 6 different casks in making this whiskey means that the master blender selected and blended whiskey from casks that each allowed for different maturation times and types of cask aging, resulting in a more complex and layered flavor. Each cask contributed its own unique influence, both in terms of how long the whiskey matured and the specific characteristics imparted by the type of cask used. Now, let me show you the bottle itself by taking it out of the box for you to see. Here we go, carefully removing the bottle from its packaging. Okay, here it is, ready for us to take a closer look together. The bottle, in my opinion, is truly the Dalmore's usual fantastic and remarkable bottle. Its shape is very beautiful and elegant. I really like it. And also, each one features this distinctive 12-point silver antler, which I think is a particularly striking and memorable part of the Dalmore bottles. Well, then I'll pour some and we'll take a look at what the drink itself is like. Its color is beautifully lovely, truly captivating. You could say its color is particularly beautiful, almost radiant. I'll check its scent in a moment, and I'll also look at its aroma, seeing if there are any subtle notes. As for the taste, regarding the color as well, it reminds me most of a wine-like character, so it really is very, very clear, almost crystal clear. Let's see, with careful observation, how slowly the little droplets run down the side of the glass. This is what the English call the so-called angel's share, or the tears of the angels. And this is related, I've mentioned this to you before, perhaps in previous discussions or conversations, that every single cask-aged bottle of spirit, such as whiskey or other similar beverages, loses about 1 to 2% of its total volume per year due to evaporation and other natural processes, meaning it loses some of its precious content, its overall value, and also its alcohol content. This is important because, on the one hand, a cask that was originally filled with 250 liters of liquid during the aging process loses both some of its alcohol content and its volume. This kind of evaporation is called the angel's share, and those tiny droplets that form on the glass and run down its side are called the angel's tears. They call it the angel's tears because these are the tears the angels shed, not because of the evaporation of the volume or the drink itself, so they don't get it, but basically we do. I'm not sure how clearly I managed to explain this. It sounded pretty good in my head, but maybe I'll try to explain it again another time, perhaps more clearly. Okay, as for the aroma, I definitely sense the scent of citrus fruits and also red fruits like, for example, strawberry or currant. Currant in particular really comes through. The scent is absolutely amazing. And thanks to the oak barrel, you can definitely sense some raisin and vanilla as well. But these red fruits are just absolutely, absolutely, absolutely fantastic. Now I'll check the taste too. In its taste, there's a bright citrus note, smooth vanilla, and sweet caramel. It's really very good, and it has a honey-like character or a distinctly honeyed overall impression. This drink, this is a It's been selected with truly incredible care and attention to detail. It's exceptionally velvety, remarkably silky, and everything is perfectly beautifully harmonized. As for how well it goes with a cigar or not, well, for someone who genuinely, truly enjoys cigars and also has a real appreciation for whiskey, I think for them, a cigar goes with any whiskey, and any whiskey or cognac or whatever spirit you might prefer goes with any cigar. It's really a matter of personal taste and preference, and for those who love both, the pairing is always enjoyable. Rum or really anything else, I honestly don't think it truly matters all that much, but this is also a very typical drink that I can easily imagine myself enjoying with a pleasant, not too strong cigar. After all, this is the kind of drink that people don't drink every single day. Maybe it's because of its price, and also because it's not always available everywhere. It's not produced continuously, so they're always selecting. But this is a drink made in relatively small quantities that appears on the shelves. It doesn't have an age statement, but I'm quite sure that the minimum age for these bottles, although I haven't seen any indication of this, is probably around 15 to 18 years, if only because the price of this bottle is significantly higher than, say, the 18-year-old version of Damon, which is, on the one hand, very delicious, and on the other hand, a mature style drink. I can imagine this as the kind of drink where, for example, businessmen sit down in a cigar lounge discussing business, the future, visions, opportunities, and then, for example, a drink like this appears. I can easily imagine it being served at some kind of wedding anniversary, a milestone birthday, or, of course, if someone has the money for it, practically any time. But considering this, if someone really wants to do it properly when opening a drink like this, or wants to bring it out and share it with their loved ones or friends, then I really think it should be tied to some kind of special occasion. Once again, I have to express my gratitude for having the opportunity to taste a drink like this. I think it's a big deal, and I'm truly grateful in my life for having the chance to try something like this. I can only recommend to you as well that if you have the opportunity, taste whiskey today too. Thank you very much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You know you can support my channel in several ways by liking, commenting, sharing, and of course in many other ways as well. Once again, thank you so much for being here, and cheers.